together, and now that he's no longer here, it's just very tough for me to be strong for them and also be strong for myself.
What Dolph?
These folks don't know that you put a hit out, bro.
Gotta use a bitch. You send your got to do all your talking. Talk for yourself, bitch.
On November the 30th, almost 2 weeks after Cornelius Smith and Justin Johnson shot Young Dolph 22 times at the Makita cookie store on Airways Avenue in Memphis, thousands of fans had their eyes set on First Baptist Church on Broad Street, where 36-year-old Adolph Thornton Jr. was laid to rest, and his then 7-year-old son Trey Thornton would adorn a grieving crowd with this speech.
But now since I'm gonna make it up to the whole world, and I'm gonna be the greatest person you will ever know. On 3, I want everybody to say, long live Dolph. 1, 2, 3, long live Dolph!
And on December the 21st, CMG signee Blac Youngsta would drop I'm Assuming, a sinister track where he raps about putting money on somebody's head while standing in front of a with the name Thornton engraved on it, Young Dolph's last name, which I found very ominous because Young Dolph's PRE affiliate Groove Hero went on IG Live confessing that Yo Gotti, Big Juke and other Trulla Mafia head honchos had put a bounty on Young Dolph's head.
And keep in mind, I said, if I see Juke, if I see Gotti, I'm gonna get on that. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, bro. Because these folks had something to do with it, bro. These folks know that Juke put a hit out, bro. How you gonna feel if a told you, hey man, look bro, my Juke put a $40,000 hit on you, bro?
And just like clockwork, retaliation for Dolph's would start playing out across the city of Memphis. Yo Gotti's restaurant would get shut up, Blac Youngsta's brother would lose his life at the gas station, and Trulla Mafia head honcho CEO TZ, a person of interest in Young Dolph's, would also lose his life in June 2023. To fully understand why Yo Gotti and Trulla Mafia allegedly put a bounty on Young Dolph's head, it's important to break down Young Dolph's rap beef with Yo Gotti and Blac Youngsta, stemming all the way back to 2016, where Dolph claimed to have Gotti's baby mama and put on her face in a hotel for 4 weeks straight.
Yeah. Hit you in the back, huh? Skeeted in her face, yeah. And I boss man baby mama sang hotel for 4 weeks.
And Dolph feud with Trulla Mafia that escalated when Dolph signed Big Unc, a man who alleged the Trulla Mafia member D-Money.
He played the role of the person who solicited.
All the way back in 2015, prior to Dolph's subsequent rise in the rap game, there was another rap star percolating from Memphis. His name was J-Money, a 18-year-old shot caller in Trulla Mafia's gang endeavors and a grimy rap artist who had strong ties to Chief Keef and the Glue Gang from Chicago. J-Money was so 300 that he even rapped about smoking on Tuka.
My young nigga smoke Tuka. My young nigga smoke Tuka.
A disrespectful diss BDs used to taunt the GDs in Chicago. And as his fame in the music industry was percolating, he even appeared on Young Dolph's early track, Get It In. But a specific event in 2013 that J-Money was involved in would start a ripple effect that would end in the subsequent demise of Young Dolph in 2021. Because on the night of March the 29th, 2013, two rival gang members of Trulla Mafia would open fire at a Hop-In gas station, targeting J-Money and his entourage. But instead, the 20-year-old Keyshawn White, and when the police arrived at the scene, Jerome J-Money White would willingly cooperate with the police, giving details of what happened that night. And thanks to J-Money's testimony, on June the 4th, Calvin McMickens and Alvin Dorsey from the First Cash Gang were convicted for Keyshawn's at the Hop-In gas station. Following the arrest, when word got out on the streets that J-Money and a woman were gonna take the stand and testify against McMickens, 3 men would pull up on the 7,000 block of Falls Halo Cove and unload 40 into a house with 7 people in an attempt to eliminate the witnesses from Calvin's trial. And a now leaked affidavit exposes not only J-Money's willingness to testify in court, but also that he recognized the gang members at the house on Falls Halo Cove as Shug from the First Cash Gang. And after putting in so much work with the police, on August the 20th, 2016, J-Money would be down by Freddie Yava, leaving thousands of fans, family and friends grieving the loss of such a talented young rapper. Pain of J Money's passing would be felt all the way from Chicago with Chief Keef and the Glue Gang to Memphis with Yo Gotti, referencing his demise in multiple tracks, including 2016 Can't Do It with Moneybagg Yo.
The plug recruiter, a city of I repeated Young Trulla, J Money.
As condolences for J Money's passing spread from the rap game and beyond, one person kept his condolences to himself, Young Dolph. And rumor has it that it was J Money's proclivity of cooperating with the feds that separated Young Dolph from J Money and Trulla Mafia. As a result of Young Dolph slowly severing his ties from Trulla Mafia, a new beef in the rap industry would start percolating. I'm talking about Young Dolph's beef with fellow Memphis native Yo Gotti. Prior to all the diss tracks and subliminals aimed at each other, Yo Gotti actually admired Dolph as an artist. There's even footage of Yo Gotti bringing Dolph on stage to perform at a youth event in Memphis back in 2012, before Young Dolph actually blew up.
Through the city in a two-seater. What? Money, red lights, blowing up, sir. What?
And it was Yo Gotti's eye for talented rappers that made him want to sign Young Dolph to CMG. Gotti's scouting ability for rappers on the cusp of stardom is undeniable, from signing Blac Youngsta, Moneybagg Yo, 42 Dugg, and ESTG. Getting Young Dolph on CMG back in 2015 would have made his record label a legit powerhouse. But as Dolph has said in multiple interviews, Yo Gotti approached Dolph in a demeanor that stroked his ego while bad-mouthing the artists he already had on CMG.
2012, that's when Yo Gotti was trying to sign Dolph. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't like Zilla. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Zilla. You ain't like Starlito. I ain't gotta hold your hand like Starlito. I ain't gotta babysit you like that.
You feel like
I can't respect that. No, it's just, I can't respect that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not finna get ready to throw none of my artists up under the bus to persuade somebody else to got potential.
The first subliminal in this beef would come from Young Dolph on Scared of Me, rapping.
Doing all that tricking on that bitch, your baby mama. Y'all can stop sweating. I ain't gonna say y'all name.
And as the months went on and his recognition in the rap game continued to elevate, every interview Young Dolph did in 2015 would include a question regarding the rising tension between him and Yo Gotti. And it was as if Dolph was leaning into this rap beef, vehemently stating the lack of respect he had for Yo Gotti.
I just can't respect it, bro. It's like, I'm just tell y'all the truth, man. I can't respect nothing like, it's like, the music cool, the money cool, all that. But if I don't respect you, if it's something about you I just don't respect, bro, I can't sit and fake. And
in March 2015, fans in Charlotte would come out in numbers for the CIAA Day event, headlined by Young Jeezy, T.I., Yo Gotti, and Young Dolph. And moments before Dolph took the stage, it would be fired, leaving one woman wounded. This shooting would be one of 3 incidents that would play out in the following years, where Yo Gotti was performing at the same show with Young Dolph, and countless rounds would be unloaded at Young Dolph, including of course the infamous night in Charlotte where 100 shots were unloaded at Dolph's SUV.
How the f you miss a whole 100 shots?
Following the shootout in Charlotte, Young Dolph would drop his 5th studio album in 2015 titled Hitting on the Industry, and on the final song of the album, he'd expose Yo Gotti's baby mama once more, claiming that she was blowing up his phone, complimenting him on his recent success in the music industry.
Guess who baby mama DM me said you the shit. I would tell you but I'm always starting.
And a month later, Yo Gotti would for the first time respond to all the insults Young Dolph was dishing out, and he would urge Young Dolph to stop disrespecting him while dubbing himself as the King of Memphis.
Really hate me about the yeah, there's some other how you gonna be legend when you're doing legendary the king, no, you gotta see me about it.
And in response to Yo Gotti dubbing himself as the King of Memphis, on February 2016, Dolph would take the opportunity to antagonize Yo Gotti by naming his album King of Memphis in an attempt to get under Yo Gotti's skin, and if his album title didn't annoy Yo Gotti enough, Dolph would set the release date for his album on February the 19th, the same day Yo Gotti's album The Art of the Hustle was set to drop, which would evidently have fans pitting the 2 rappers against each other in an attempt to crown the true King of Memphis. On the promo run for his new album, he'd stop by Hot 97, claiming that Yo Gotti was texting him for 2 years straight, begging him to sign to CMG.
like, people don't understand, like, everybody on the outside looking in. Yo Gotti was texting my phone for 2 years straight. What you doing, bro? What you working on, bro? let's do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do that. Like, it's cool, it's cool.
This comes a mere 2 days after tweeting that Yo Gotti went from being his biggest fan to wanting him to sign to CMG and now being his biggest hater. And just like clockwork, the CIAA Day Show would take place in Charlotte once more, inviting Yo Gotti and Young Dolph to perform, just like they did the previous year. And when the show wrapped up and everybody was leaving the venue, 3 men would pull up in a Nissan Altima on South Caldwell Street and 40 to 50 into Young Dolph's Sprinter van, with one investigator saying it looked like the van was driving through Iraq. Young Dolph's manager was hit but would luckily survive the incident, and Dolph himself was safely situated in his hotel. After the rang off on Caldwell Street, residents called Crime Stoppers, reporting a Nissan Altima as the getaway vehicle, and the police would chase them down and arrest 3 suspects who were Kevin Thompson, Derek Bolton, and 31-year-old Howard Wright, who's Yo Gotti's road manager and vice president to CMG. He was sentenced to 10 to 14 years for his role in the shoot, and from here on out would see a lot of street playing out in this beef, as Blac Youngsta would pull up to Castalia Heights, Young Dolph's hood, denouncing Dolph's claim to being the King of Memphis and bringing out a dozen gang members in an effort to intimidate Young Dolph.
Hey man, I'ma keep the G, bro. Dolph, you a South, you nice. If you got a problem, say you got a problem. Shake. You ain't no King of Memphis, you ain't King of South Memphis, you ain't from the city. What Dolph is, man? What Dolph is? What Dolph is? I don't know what Dolph is. I know he in his own hood, man. I know he in his own hood, man. Yeah. He in his own hood. I'm just running through South Memphis with some old. Where we at right now, cuz? We in South Memphis, baby. What Dolph is, cuz? Where he at?
With Yo Gotti being asked in an interview about Blac Youngsta's reckless actions on social media, which seemed to show the public for the first time that the probability of violence occurring in this beef was highly likely.
What the f is going on with Dolph, baby? What is going on with Blac Youngsta? What is going on, man?
Ain't nothing popping, man.
That's crazy, man. That video was scary.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little misunderstanding. Ain't nothing really popping. You know, little homie Young Dolp. You know what I'm saying? Little homie Young and wild in the streets, and you know, they just move a little different.
When May 2016 rolls around, Trouble would release his Ready remix alongside Young Thug and an enticing Young Dolph verse where he disses Yo Gotti, referencing his baby mama once more, and takes shots at Blac Youngsta as well.
Hey, any they record when it's time for gangsta the police. Facts. And I boss man baby mama same hotel for 4 weeks. Facts.
And in response to this, Blac Youngsta would drop his diss track directed to Young Dolph, where he denounces Dolph's claim to being the King of Memphis and saying that he's really from Chicago.
But Dolph don't wanna play. I'm on tour with the K. How the f you the King of Memphis? You ain't from the city, you from Chicago.
And if anything, the Blac Youngsta diss upset Young Dolph because he felt Yo Gotti would send Blac Youngsta to diss him while Yo Gotti was reluctant to reply to Dolph. So, he would take to social media, dishing all types of insults towards Yo Gotti and stating that he hates on anybody from Memphis who makes a considerable amount of money.
Hey, I've been spraying your for years, the whole city know that. Gotti, you was a I just got back to the city, they say you trying to put charges on me and put the police on me. You send your little to do all your talking. Talk for yourself. Hey, that big head down syndrome looking on everybody from the city that gets some real money. You start out hating on 3-6 nigga and they were having Oscars and shit. You had to hate cause you were broke, nigga. The only way you can get attention, boy. You were broke, boy, now you hating on Dolph. You were
After staying in the shadows for a while, Too Federal, Yo Gotti's collab tape alongside CMG signee Moneybag Yo would drop, and on the intro Can't Do It, he takes shots at Young Dolph, rapping.
Hold up, let me set the record straight. I am the king, I ain't got the hate. That other nigga just a minute me, I watch his interviews, I'm like his energy.
On February the 1st, 2017, Young Dolph would release his now platinum certified diss track, Play With Your, accompanied by an artwork depicting multiple missed calls from Yo Gotti's baby mama, and he would take shots at not only Yo Gotti, but his entire record label. And while on a promo run for his project Gelato, he'd stop by a radio station to explain his reasoning for dishing out such vile insults towards Yo Gotti.
My little homies and different people had, like, you know what I'm saying, come around me like, bro, you heard such and so, you heard his new mixtape? I don't listen to a lot of people's music. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially not this sucker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Man, they play it. So his last 2 mixtapes, he trying to slick this Dolph, trying to throw. It's like you playing. You know what I'm saying? So you want to play? I ain't finna play how you want to play. We gonna play how I want to play. I'm finna get ready to go and expose you and let the facts be out here. Facts on top of facts. And that's why he don't even know how to respond. Cause there ain't no responding.
On February the 25th, the CIAA tournament weekend would take place in Charlotte once more. That weekend, he'd perform at Cameo nightclub alongside the Migos, 21 Savage, and of course, Yo Gotti. 6:30 p.m. on North Caldwell Street, Young Dolph is riding in a black SUV. When the car stops by an intersection, another vehicle would pull up alongside Young Dolph, roll down the window, and unload upwards of 100 shots into Dolph's SUV. But of course, due to the SUV being bulletproof, no one was injured. And briefly after speaking to investigators in regards to the incident, he would immediately take to Twitter, tweeting, "You lose," with a laughing emoji. And an unfazed Young Dolph would still make his appearance at the Cameo nightclub, even performing his Yo Gotti diss, "Play with your bitch." And as a result of in Charlotte, Young Dolph would drop his second studio album, Bulletproof. The tracklist reads out as a sentence about how Young Dolph defied and says his ops. 100 shots in Charlotte, but I'm bulletproof, so them. That's how I feel. All of them. I'm so real. Pray for my enemies. Shake my head. The album would peak at number 35 on Billboard's 200 chart, making it his highest charting album at the time. And on the album's standout song, 100 Shots, he would address the incident in Charlotte while warning Yo Gotti to stay away from him.
You looking for your with me, nigga, she ain't missing. I told you stay out my way, but you didn't listen. 100 shots. How the you miss a whole 100 shots?
And on May the 17th, 3 arrest warrants would be issued by the Charlotte PD as they were looking to take Blac Youngsta and 2 other men into custody in connection with the Young Dolph Charlotte, as it was believed that the car used in Dolph's was rented out in Blac Youngsta's name.
Later, a rapper named Young Dolph appeared to brag he survived the shooting in a bulletproof SUV. He was in Charlotte to perform at a club during the week of the CIAA tournament back in February.
I ain't fired nothing. I don't know nothing. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't do nothing.
Benson's attorney says the rapper turned himself in today because police found a van that was involved in the shooting. The attorney tells Channel 9 Benson rented the van, but then it was stolen from him.
It's obviously somebody ran. Somebody snitched.
After Blac Youngsta was bailed out from jail, his lawyer would release a statement claiming that the van Blac Youngsta had rented was stolen and would subsequently be used in. Not only that, but the lawyer claims that the police filed an arrest warrant for Blac Youngsta because of the lyrics contained in Young Dolph's Bulletproof album, essentially claiming that Young Dolph may have snitched. This claim was further fortified after Blac Youngsta dropped Birthday, making the same accusations his lawyer made.
Dolph don't wanna see me gone. This a red teddy song. Drop that bulletproof and made a statement. Red you wrong.
Dolph would take to Instagram to clown Blac Youngsta's alleged role in his
Hey, I just read bang in my name, right? You know what I'm saying? And we finna go dump on it. Finna jump out 6 deep. 100 dump.
But a petty Instagram post would be the least of Young Dolph's worries, because on September the 27th, 3 men would walk up on Young Dolph and a huge argument would ensue. After a lot of disrespectful things were said, the argument would escalate into a physical, as Young Dolph was knocked to the ground and one suspect pulls out a and fires multiple towards Dolph, who was already on the ground. 43-year-old CMG affiliate Corey McClendon was arrested on suspicion of attempted. Not only that, but since he was affiliated with Yo Gotti, LAPD would also name Yo Gotti as a person of interest in this incident. And on October the 13th, Young Dolph would be released from hospital after having surgery performed on him, and he even had a message for the men.
Hey, we out in the hospital, Jack. You know what I mean? Y'all know what time it is. Here, don't stop. Legendary. Shout out to Pop, shout out to Easy, shout out to Biggie. You know what I mean? Y'all know what's up, man. New album dropping next week. You feel me? On the 20th, next Friday. Thinking out loud. Y'all know what's up, man. I got $1 billion lawyer with me, man. Y'all know what's up, man. You did? Yeah.
While on a promo run for his own album, Yo Gotti stopped by the Breakfast Club and addressed the issues between him and Young Dolph once more. And while Young Dolph was making bigger strides in the rap game, back in the gang underworld of Memphis, J Money's brother, Derek D Money Blackburn, was on Facebook antagonizing 2-3, a 18-year-old man who had passed away and rapped Double R, Big Scar's gang, and the arch rivals to Trulla Mafia. And on May the 17th, 2021, Derek Blackburn would pass away, and almost immediately, disrespect would be piled on by Double R members as CEO Jizzle raps.
If you diss on 2-3 sword, gonna be R.I.P. You ain't heard what happened to last dude got left on Tree Street.
And shortly after D Money's passing, Young Dolph would sign Big Unc, who was the alleged in D Money's slaying. This very business move would have Young Dolph putting money in Big Unc's pocket, the alleged D Money, which would have Young Dolph in the sights of Trulla Mafia. So then Trulla Mafia OG Hernandez Govan would meet up with top-ranking Trulla Mafia head honchos, including CEO TZ, Justin Johnson, and Cornelius Smith, to officially solicit the Young Dolph, with money handed down by Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke. And on November the 17th, 2021, Young Dolph was back in Memphis, participating in his annual Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. Moments before tragedy would struck, Young Dolph was seen filling up his camouflage-wrapped Corvette at a gas station a street away from Makita Cookie Store. And at around 1 p.m., two men would pull up in a white Mercedes-Benz and unload a barrage of into the Makita Cookie Store. Young Dolph 22 times before fleeing the scene.
Who shot Young Dolph in his own hometown? This grainy photo released by police shows a person in gray pants and a dark hoodie with gun in hand, apparently. Also released a photo of a white car that may be linked to the case. Surveillance video would be important to show exactly what happened here, and one camera should have caught it all. This one right above the door here at Makita's Cookies. Pictures will hopefully cause someone to step up and identify who is responsible for down the young rap star.
Following Dolph's in Memphis, an all-out war would erupt in Dolph's name. As a week following Dolph's passing, 21-year-old comedian Darion D Money Charles would take to Facebook, posting about how gangsta Memphis was for Young Dolph and urging people to stop trying to solve Dolph's. After having his fun on Facebook, on November the 23rd, Charles was down at a Valor gas station. While Young Dolph's friends and family were grieving the alleged and in Young Dolph's demise, Straight Drop would drop his debut single, Stepped On, and would have a PRE pendant hanging from his jeans. And after being on the run for 1 month, on January 2022, US Marshals would apprehend Justin Johnson in Indiana and extradite him back to Memphis to face charges for the of Young Dolph alongside 31-year-old Cornelius Smith, who already had been detained.
Johnson was captured by U.S. Marshals on Tuesday in Indiana before he was brought to Memphis. He has a court date set for tomorrow morning. One of the other suspects charged in connection with Dolph's, Cornelius Smith, appeared in court briefly this morning. He was extradited from the DeSoto County Jail, where he was being held on an auto charge involving the white Mercedes allegedly used as a getaway car in the
And after the white Mercedes-Benz used as the getaway vehicle in Dolph's was traced down to Bradley Street, it will only be a matter of time before investigators arrested Hernandez Govan after identifying him as the man who solicited the of Young Dolph.
As District Attorney Steve Mulroy says, Govan asked for Young Dolph to be murdered.
Mr. Govan has been indicted and is in custody for being involved in the Young Dolph. He played the role of the person who solicited them.
All the while back in the streets of Memphis, regardless of the fugitives in Dolph's case being apprehended, it wouldn't stop any retaliatory efforts against Trulla Mafia, as on June 2023, Trulla Mafia short caller CEO TZ was down on Spotswood Avenue. This comes after police named him as a person of interest in Dolph's case. And all that's left now is to wait for the beginning of trial on March the 11th, 2024.